Joining me now to discuss the latest provocations from North Korea, the U.S. military mission in Syria, Fred Fleitz, Senior Vice President at the Center for Security Policy, a former CIA analyst. Great to have you, Fred.
Good to be here.
This is a very quick, unexpected move to move in the 11th Marine Expeditionary Force into Syria, at least for a battery of howitzers to support what will be the assault on Raqqa. Your thoughts?
Well, we're seeing the beginning of a serious policy in Syria. The world knew Obama did not have a serious policy. His policy was to do as little as possible and to kick this problem to the next president. Right. ISIS cannot.
Well, here we are. We've got the new president.
That's
now,
true.
What do you think of what he's doing?
Well, ISIS can't be defeated only from the air. We know that from history.
Right.
It's going to have to be defeated.
We're on the ground.
We're going to need ground troops, but these ground troops cannot be just American. I think it's important that if ground troops
We've
go
got a
in,
coalition.
we have to have more NATO troops. We have to have. Well, I mean, it's sort of a coalition. Most of these nations are not participating
by any other
much.
name. It may need to be a far more robust coalition.
We need
right?
substantial contributions from NATO, troops that know how to fight in this country. And frankly, they have an incentive to do this because the refugees are going primarily to Europe.
Right.
They have to solve this crisis.
Think about this. I mean, we have been listening to nonsense spewed from Washington, D.C. About the Islamic State, about how to defeat it for a good part of the past 8 years. It's come to naught. We know that many of the generals have not had the acumen, talent, and vision to carry out a successful plan, or that there would be no Islamic State. We're the world's only superpower. We have spent trillions of dollars in the Middle East, and we look like damn fools. We have a new president. What do you think of what he's doing, and is it the right course?
The world knew we had an indecisive president under Barack Obama. That gave a tremendous advantage to ISIS. They knew how far the United States would go. They don't know how far Mr. Trump will go.
Well, North Korea doesn't either. But North Korea, we find out from the United Nations, trying to sell nuclear material online, for crying out loud. North Korea trying to be the eBay of fissionable material. But the United Nations wouldn't tell us to whom they were trying specifically to sell it.
I found that very troubling. What they were trying to do is to sell a substance called lithium-6, which is a source of tritium. Tritium and deuterium can be used to make a small fusion explosion inside of a fission weapon, to make a boosted fission weapon, which significantly increases the yield. I'm worried that North Korea even has lithium-6.
Well, what the hell is the United Nations doing telling only part of a story?
I'm worried.
And why don't we know?
I got to tell you, I'm very worried that North Korea has it. I'm worried who North Korea would sell it to. I assume Iran. This is a very dangerous development. And
very quickly, the idea that the Trump administration would send the B-52s and B-2s into the Korean Peninsula. Those are overseas reporting, but do you think there's anything to it?
I think there's something to it. We're sending THAAD missiles, defense missiles to South Korea. Again, a serious policy, and I think that's what North Korea is seeing.